Okay, hello anyone who may be joining me. I'll just wait for a bit, see if anyone turns up. Please let me know if you can hear me. Hello mate. Oh good, I'm glad you can hear me. Is it going to be just me and you? Be cosy, wouldn't it? So if you can let me know, Daryl. Obviously, I'm really hoping it's streaming okay, quality's good, sounds okay. As I say, I've got it down to that bit rate of 3000. I've still got it at 1080p, 30 frames a second, so it should hopefully be streaming a lot better. You're shopping. Ardsley, hello mate. Hope you can hear me all right. I had terrible trouble last night with this streaming, so this is a bit of a test for the streaming software to make sure everything's working as it should be. Hiya Brian, morning for you. It's afternoon here, but excellent. Everything's looking all right. Okay, so I had a real problem last night. Everything crashed. OBS wouldn't work. My internet was playing up. Apparently we're going to fibre. It looks like my neighbours had trouble. I was talking to them the other day. They've had problems with their phone and things. It looks like BT, the people that are doing the fibre, are mucking about with things, and it mucked everything up last night. But I was still able to capture, so I was able to get some data on 5033. Everything was okay there. I just couldn't stream, unfortunately. But if it's clear tonight, I might try and stream some more, because I got some really nice data last night. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through my process of what I do with data, so you can have a look, do a quick edit, and then we'll see what we got from last night. So I don't ever use PixInsight for stacking. I use AstroPixel processor. I've always had it, and it's always done a great job for me. So I stick with it. So I'll just get up the lights from. Actually, I just want to get rid of that lot. Isn't that always the way? I can't take phone calls when I'm doing a live stream. Go away. Right, sorry. Okay, let's get the files up. So it was quite a good night last night. Really clear, good seeing. All really nice. Let me just get lights. So I took 5-minute subs. I've got 48 of them in total, so that's quite nice. So with AstroPixel processor, if you're not aware, you can do all of the different stages individually. I'm just going to go straight to normalize. And what you're going to realise here is I'm not using any calibration frames. Yeah, I hope that doesn't copyright it. Yeah, typical that'll be, wouldn't it? I've got this on silent as well. You wouldn't believe it, would you? And now I've got other people messaging me. I'm sure it'll be fine. So, yeah, what we'll do, we'll get the frames in. We get a nice little grid to tell us the quality. They're not too bad, actually. The other thing I did when we were imaging... Hi, Jeremy. You're just in time to watch me do an edit, mate. Yeah, when I was imaging the other night, the optics were I'd been mucking about with them, and I had dust motes literally everywhere. And I tried to do some flats on the original data, and it made it worse. So there you go. If it's less than 10 seconds, you won't get copyrighted. It's considered fair use. Yeah, I think it'll be alright. It was just my ringtone. Keeps me awake. It's a nightmare, all this copywriting with YouTube. It really is. But there you go. Okay, so we've done the analysing of the stars, and we've got analytical results for the normalisation. This is the quality score at the bottom here. So I'm going to look at the lowest one, actually. So if we just load the frame in, we can have a look at it. Okay. I'm getting asked questions about a concrete base now. Where's Simon when you need him? Okay. The stars around, everything's okay. In fact, if that's the worst quality sub, I'm going to stick with that. That's not too bad. If I wanted to, as I build, I'll mostly get fussier and just take the higher ones. Let's have a look at a slightly better one. It's not a lot of difference between them, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to go with that. So what we're going to do now is just literally integrate. We don't need any local normalization correction because we only got one night here. If I had more nights, I'd put that on 2nd degree, run 3 iterations just to balance up the backgrounds. So let's integrate that. Shouldn't take too long. As I say, we've got a lovely period of clear weather at the moment. Forecasted. It's a beautiful sunny day today, so I'm going to get out in the garden in a minute and do some more work out there because there's always plenty to do. But I had terrible problems last night, so I want to make sure that the live feed is working again and that I can do a live if I want to, because it was a nightmare last night having to just, well, I had to walk away from it. It wouldn't have it. It just kept greying out, kept crashing. I think people were seeing me on video thinking everything was okay, but at this end everything was, all the alarms were going off, nothing was working, and eventually, yeah, it all just died. Okay, there's our stack. There's quite a lot of detail there. I like that. So if I don't know if any of you use APP, AstroPixel processor. It's not free software, but I bought this way before PixInsight. So, and because I've got it, I just think the stacking on it is brilliant. And there's a few tools it does very well, but it's not a complete software for processing. You can get to a fairly good level, but not as good as you can with PixInsight. And then I don't just stick with that. I also use Photoshop, which you'll see. You use Fiber's great. I can't wait. I've only get 70 megabits per second here, but because I haven't got many neighbours, there's not much of a demand on it, so it never slows down. Well, very rarely, unless there's a problem. Okay, so I'm going to crop this in first. I think we'll go for let's go for a tight crop, because there's not much around it. I'll just go a little bit wider than that. We'll go for something like that. Okay, and then if we remove light pollution on this, what it will also do is it will normalize the background. And what we do with this is we just put some boxes in. We try and avoid the stars. Definitely avoid the object like the galaxy or nebula, whichever it is you're doing. We just want to try and get some good samples around of the background. I used to hate it. When I first did this, I was like, oh, this is picky, but I actually really enjoy doing this bit now. And it's amazing the control you can get for flattening the back, you know, getting those gradients gone. Let's calculate that. Hey, that's looking pretty good. If you've got any little areas that you think are light, my phone's going off like, isn't it mad, isn't it? I'm doing a live. I'm just getting loads of messages. That looks good. Thanks, Daryl. I wish I could stream at 4K. I'm at 1080p. It did suggest 720, but I want at least 1080. So there we go. We've got a standard bit there. Now, a really good tool in AstroPixel processor is the calibration of star colors. Now, once you've neutralized the background, all you do now is take a sample of the stars. Try and miss the galaxy. It only wants 1 or 2 boxes, but the more you get in, the better it does. I'm just looking around my camera there. You have to bear with me a sec. But what we'll do is we'll get a lovely selection of stars. Get as many of the little stars in as we can. And what it will do is it will analyze the colors, and it will correct the colors on this. And in a way, I don't know, this seems to bring out the right colors in objects for me. I don't need to do color calibration in PixInsight, which I can find a bit clunky sometimes. I mean, this properly changes it to what it should be, and I like that. That looks good. So I don't need to do anything with it. I don't need to save it. It's sitting there as CSC fits. That is the final image, and so that is the one we'll call up in PixInsight, which I'm going to jump across to now. So we'll shut down AstroPixel processor. We don't need that anymore, and we'll call up PixInsight. One thing I will say about PixInsight is, and I've got to look at how to get around it, but I am finding that if when I open certain scripts, they don't appear on the screen with OBS. It doesn't seem to want to look at extra windows that open. I'm sure it's a setting I can change. I'll have to have a look at it. So there might be a couple of windows that you won't see, but I'll just tell you what I'm doing. So there's our fits file. Not looking too bad at all. So the first thing we'll do is we shall correct the stars with Oscroman's blur exterminator, and then we will run the blur exterminator itself, get a bit of sharpening on everything, and that's looking quite good actually. The detail in the center of this galaxy is very similar to the Black Eye galaxy. If you've not imaged that, Jeremy, I know you've imaged that, and it's got a similar kind of core to it. Hello Jim, nice to see you, mate. No, I know, Brian. You'll see it like now. I've got RC that where my mouse is there. RC blur exterminator windows open, but you can't see it. For some reason OBS won't pick up the windows, but we can see the main image, and that's the important thing. So let's just scroll back one. You can really see that blur exterminator really does bring out those details, which is lovely. Right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to dump the stars out of this, and just so that everyone's clear, I used to unscreen the stars, but if you've not stretched the image, uncheck unscreen stars. You don't need to do it. And I always use large overlap as well. So generate star image, large overlap, but untick unscreen stars. The only time you want to unscreen the stars is if you've already stretched the image, but we haven't stretched anything yet. This is all done with the STF. Okay, these are my stars. So for my pixel math saved thing I've got, we call that stars, and we call this starless. So we got our starless and we got our stars. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch the stars, and you won't see this window, but I've got a script, and it's called SETI Astro. If you haven't got it, look it up. Look him up online. SETI Astro, SETI. He's got some great tools. So he's got a star stretch, from linear to non-linear stretch tool. I'll just quickly just getting it up. I think I'm going to push the stars up a bit. Normally I pull the stars down, but I'm just going to push the stars up a bit. Otherwise we won't get many showing at all. And it's nice to have a few. Yep, that looks better. So I'm going to execute that. And then my stars now. A little bit of colour in them as well, which is nice. We took the green out. That's a little checkbox on there that you've got. So there's my stars. We'll put them over there. And now we're going to work on the star list. Again, lots of people like hyperbolic, generalised hyperbolic stretch. I like it too. But since SETI Astro brought out his statistical stretch, which works on the maths of the image, I let that do the first stage because it does a really good stage. And you'll see that now when I quickly get it done. I'm sorry that you can't see the window. So let me just... I think the background needs to come down a bit of a curves boost. What I like about the SETI Astro scripts is they're so simple to use and quick, and that is my image stretched. Much better than the STF stretch. Not blowing anything out. Really good. Phil, someone else who thinks LP is really good. Oh, absolutely, Phil. I think it's... Yeah, there's sometimes I've used Graxpert and the built-in one in PixInsight, and it's done an awful job. Jump back into APP and it fixes it. Hello, Simon. We only need you in spirit. As long as it's not your spirit level, mate. He's working here at work. Oh, nice. What mount have I give? Are you grabbing, Daryl? I know you had trouble with that iOptron. Right. I'm going to get myself distracted here, aren't I? Let me have a look. So all I do now, this gives you a really good starting point, and I find, and you're not going to see it again, but just a little bit of a curves boost to this. I'm just going to give it a little RGB S curve. And then maybe just a teeny boost in the colour with the saturation and the C component. Nothing too heavy. And it's looking quite nice already. Okay, so now it's time to put the stars back in. As I say, over here I've actually got a pixel math saved for that process. Once I call them stars and star lists, keeps it nice and quick. And we're well on our way to getting a nice image. So next thing we need to do is a bit of noise. So let's denoise that. Ready to buy the Julie. I must say, the new version of Noise Exterminator is absolutely amazing. It just cleans the image up completely. Now, I always like, before I'm going to take this into Photoshop to do its final tweaks. But I always like to run Blur Exterminate again. But I always put it on a preview. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Let's have a look at that. Okay. What we don't want to do is overdo it, because it does look too much otherwise. Wow, it's crazy detail. Crazy detail. Some people might like that, but it's a little bit unrealistic. So let's just bring this down a bit. Oops, I'll bring it down a bit more. There we go. Right, now we just bring it up until we get a level I'm happy with. That's better. It was way too much before. It was almost looking a bit cartoony, which I don't like. So, okay. Whoops, push the wrong button. Always do that. Let's close the preview, and then we can just drag that on top. Okay. So for me, as far as PixInsight goes, I'm there. A lot, a lot of people might go, "Hey, I've got my image," and that's lovely. I do like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that as a TIFF. I'm not going to worry about the name at the moment. 16-bit, and then I'm going to open this. Let's get rid of that. We don't need it. We are going to call up Photoshop, and we are going to open that image. There we go. Okay. So, my tool in Photoshop that I just absolutely love is Camera Raw. We can call up 2 versions of it. Are you getting that one? You're not. Let me just see if I can sort that out. Hang on a minute. Nope, you're not getting that. Hang on. What's it doing, boy? Okay, we don't want that one. We want that one. Okay. I've got a side-by-side comparison. You haven't. Mind you, I'm moving it about and nothing seems to be happening on the screen. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, let's not worry about it too much. I'm sure I can... You'll get to see the results. I don't know why though, but I'm moving this about and it's not showing you what I'm doing. Okay, so what I like to do in Camera Raw, Lazy Astro. Don't let them know at work that you're watching me do this. Okay. I don't know what I've done here. I've done something to my screen at the moment. Anyway, let's have a look. So we're going to push the clarity up. I've got a half and half screen at the moment, which works well. I'm going to have to close this because it's not working for me. Hang on. I've got to try that again. Hang on. Hang on a minute. OBS being funny. Okay. So, the tools I like to use, clarity, we can really bring it up. And I've noticed that you are not getting an update on the image. So what I'm going to do is not going to muck about too much. I'll just tell you what tools I'm using so you can see. So I've given it a little bit of clarity and I've dehazed it. And, you know, you can hear as well on the texture, it's sharpen it a little bit, but don't go heavy with it because it will, again, give it that kind of weird cartoony look if you go too heavy. I always like to push the vibrance a little bit, not too much. And a bit of saturation, just to make those colours pop. And then depending on how the core is, I find that the whites and the highlights up here will help you reveal a bit more of the core if it's blown out. So you can pull these down a little bit and that can help a lot. I'm just going to look at the colours of saturation. You'll see if the core is a bit more yellow and bring the colour out a bit. Okay. I'm going to push that. And I don't know why it's doing that, but it is. Let me just try and sort this. No. OBS is rubbish, man. There it is. Okay. Apologies there for OBS. It just wouldn't let me show you the picture at all. Work. What's that all about then? Hello, Stuart. Lazy, what do you do? Dare we ask? I hope it's nothing nationally important to the country because you're watching me edit a picture rather than doing your work. It's a pleasure of me. This is me working. That's looking quite good. I'm going to pop... I know you're not going to see this, but I'm actually going to just jump into Camera Raw again. And the only thing I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to pull the background down, the blacks down a bit, and just make that background a little bit darker. And that is pretty much me editing an image. I mean, I can spend more time on it, but to be honest with you, I think that's pretty nice. It's a lovely looking galaxy. It's got some great detail in it. So it's called NGC5033. Simon said it was called the Water Bug Galaxy. I didn't see that on any of the things I was looking at, but I think he was looking on Stellarium and it said Water Bug. So I might look into that. I'm just going to just call that up there. And then flatten the image down, just make sure everything's all right. Okay, but yeah, it's quite, I mean, I like it. It's a lovely looking galaxy. Someone that was on the live feed was taking images of it, a guy called Neil. They're 5-minute sub lengths, Jeremy, with the 533 MC. So that's the same, pretty much the same sensor as your 2600. It's just a bit smaller, but the same pixel size, no amp glow. So yeah, 5 minutes, and that is with a UV IR block filter. Let's have a look. SW engineered, so the world isn't going to end. That's good then. That's all right then. Right, so yeah, Stuart, this was native F10. It weren't bad at all actually. 5-minute subs, just a UV IR block filter by Altair Astro, just in the filter drawer. I didn't get. I've got quite a large focuser with a rotator on the back, which is Moonlight, and the back focus should be 109.5mm, and I think it's more like 111, 110.5, so it's a bit longer, but it didn't seem to affect anything. Have you tried shorter subs? I have on, I'll tell you which I did do shorter subs on, and it came out really well. And the only reason why I did it was because I couldn't get guide. I didn't have any guiding at first. Let me just see. Image. Okay. Browse. Let me see if I can show you this image. Hang on a sec. If it's on this computer, I've got a funny feeling it's on my other computer, which is just always the way. I think it is. Oh no, did I put it on here? I might have done. No, it's not that one. I think it's on my other computer. But I got the Whirlpool Galaxy, and they were just 30-second subs because I couldn't get guiding at all. Yeah, definitely, Stuart. I mean, I've had this sitting on the side for bloody ages. I meant to get this up and running a long time ago. But I had problems with the back end, getting it to all connect up and everything, and then I couldn't get a plate for the top that would hold a scope. I wanted to put off-axis guiding on it, but adding an off-axis guider will push the image train even longer. It was just like, for a while I just kept pushing it to the side because I had other scopes and they were all working fine. I just thought, oh, I can't be bothered to worry about it. But I finally got it up on the rig, and yeah, I'm really pleased I have, actually, because it's lovely. I'm really happy with it. Right, I know where that image is hidden. Bear with me a second. I'm going to find a copy of it so I can share it with you. Someone shared a load of pictures of concrete. Bob, I'm sorry, I will ring you back, mate, as soon as I get a chance. Right, hang on. Let me just see where this image is, because I did a short... Right, here it is. Save as. Let's save it in there. Right, and then if I go here, browse, I'm going cross-eyed trying to do this. Here we go. So this is an image I took with the SCT with no guiding. So because I had no guiding, I was just doing 30-second subs, no filters, nothing, just the 533 MC native on the Meade 8-inch SCT. And I'll be honest with you, I was like, wow, it's come out so well. It's got so much detail on it. I was really pleased with that. And there's not an awful lot of acquisition time on this either. So I mean, M51's fairly bright, so that helped a lot. Hi Simon. But that came out really well. I was really pleased with that, and this definitely made me go, oh right, the SCT, I'm happy with it now. I'm funny, I love my Newtonians, and I used to have a Ritchie Kretschin as well, so I like diffraction spikes on my stars, especially the big ones. I think it just adds that little bit of to an image. And at first I wasn't sure about the SCT because you don't get that, you just get your round stars, but I really like it. It's nice. Someone at the front door now. Can you believe it? Bear with me. Right, sorry about that everyone. Postman leaving me parcels. I bet it's nothing good. It's normally bills. Someone delivering my plane wave. Oh, I wish. Oh dear. Oh, you can imagine that one day, eh? One day. Oh, Jeremy, I actually used APP for the cropping. So with AP, if you missed it, with obviously this video will go up anyway, Jeremy. You'll be able to click on the live after it's finished and you'll be able to look it back. But in APP, do the stack, crop it so you've got all the bad bits missing off the edge. I actually cropped in quite tight on the Galaxy. Then I did the light removal tool, the light pollution removal tool in APP because I just think it's brilliant. And then I did the star calibration colours, and that's what brings out the real colour in that Galaxy. And once you've done that, I then take it into PixInsight. That's where I use my Blur X, Noise X, Star Exterminator, little bit of curves, nothing major at all. And then I bring it into Photoshop to finish it off. I always find Photoshop gives me just a lot more control with contrast and getting the colours how I want them. Yeah. Told Ian about Pegasus box. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, loads of problems with them. I'm sorry to hear about your one, Simon, with the power lead going inside it. When you had 70 EDQ, did you ever attach an EAF? I did not, Jim, because it wasn't my 70 EDQ, so I didn't want to start screwing things to it. But I think it's pretty straightforward putting one on. You just need to have a look underneath at where you can attach one. Should be pretty straightforward, but if you give me a chance, I'll have a look at it and let you know what I think. I'd maybe give it a go. Yeah, it's a good tool, Simon, that light pollution removal. Yeah, well, lazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. PixInsight is a fantastic tool, and I mean, let's be honest, it really does bring out great images. Um, I do find it a little bit finicky at times, and then there's been many times I've used PixInsight and an image is just goes out of control for me, it's like, and I find it very difficult to get the contrast, balance, and colours that I want in PixInsight, and so I do find Photoshop just a tool. Maybe it's because I know how to use it, I don't know, or I've used it a lot, that it gives me the colours I want out of it. And I mean, the nice thing is you can push it as much as you want. You can get a lot more colour out of a Galaxy than this if you want to, but I like to try and keep it fairly subtle and look, but the main colours that have come out of this have come from AstroPixel processor using the star calibration, where it basically gets the stars to the colours they're supposed to be. So it's interesting. I'm a little bit intrigued at what's going on over on the right here. I don't know if this is something that's coming off of it or something I've picked up there. I'm gonna definitely have a little bit more of a look. It looks like there's obviously some stuff going on over here on the right. So I'm going to add some data to this, hopefully tonight, and we'll see if we can reveal some more detail. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of detail in it anyway, so I don't know how much more we're going to pull out, but it's definitely a very interesting target. Let's have a look what we're saying here. Wouldn't find good focus. That's unusual. It's a very sharp lens, that 70 EDQ, Jim. If you couldn't get focus, you might need to just add more extension to it. So it's got a very, very short focus draw, and it just needs to be spaced back enough so that you're within the focus range. Step size. Step size L, is that? Oh, right, okay. I don't use that. See, I use the EAFs by ZWO. I haven't got any other ones. Yeah, actually, Simon, I'll have to have a... Sorry, mate, we should have a closer look at it. If it's got the holes on the bottom, you should be able to fit it straight to it, because that would be exactly the same as how I fit the EAF to my Newtonian focusers. If you want to, mate, you can pop round and have a look, or I'll send you a picture if that'll help. Do I find APP? Yeah. I do. I do. I find I get mixed results with PixInsight. And also, if you haven't stacked with PixInsight, you've then got to try and solve the image within PixInsight. And 9 times out of 10, I have trouble with that as well. It won't resolve the image or solve the image. But I'm not going to say that APP does a better job in total, because I am not really a user of the SPCC. I have used it and it was fine, but I find APP just so much simpler. I mean, all I've got to do is grab the boxes around the stars and push calculate, and it will do it. It does it all for me. There's no there's none of this solving the image or lining it up or anything like that, and it seems to just do a really good job. So yeah, as I say, it's the way I've always done it, and I've always been happy with my images. My images always seem to come out how I kind of want them to. So I suppose if it's not broke, don't fix it. I had to learn that with Green Swamp Server, because I tried Green Swamp Server and just nothing nothing would work. I upset everything putting that on. Oh, your settings, right? Yeah. What do you use, Jim? Do you use the trends? I think they recommend for most people hyperbolic and trends is the best setting on if you're using Nina. I'm assuming you're using Nina. If you haven't downloaded Hocus Focus, which, and it's not a joke, which is a plugin on Nina, make sure that you download that and go in the settings and turn that on as the preferred focusing method for Nina, because that will do a much better job than the built-in Nina one. Well, all I can say, Daryl, if you use GSS, mate, good luck, because it flipped my scope and ripped all the cables out. Nice. Yeah, it is really good, Jeremy. I mean, Jeremy, share your image on the Discord if you could, mate. I'd love to see it. This was 48 5-minute subs. So it's come out really well, but I am going to tonight, and I do believe tonight is clear. Let me just double check. Let me just have a look. Yeah, we got another clear night tonight, and tomorrow night, and the night. Oh my god, going to be dated up. I'm not going to complain, but yeah, it looks like we got a fantastic spell. Oh, Phil, I'm glad I'm not the only one that's had issues with that. Because I think if you stack in PixInsight, it's okay, isn't it? You don't have to do the plate solving for it. But I find PixInsight stacking so slow, and I've got a really fast PC. But I just find it takes so long, and you end up with so many files, half of which you just need to delete. You can't, I just find APP is so simple. It's a shame that they didn't do what they promised years ago. Years ago, they promised that they were going to work on the post-processing side and make that more comprehensive, and they haven't done that. The tools they've got work really well, apart from their star reduction tools, they're rubbish. The tools they've got work really well. The ones I use do anyway, and I find that they do all you need really. And I just find it simpler than PixInsight. And the other thing I've had with PixInsight stacking is a number of times I've put my stuff in, and either I've had a really weird result at the end of it, or it doesn't actually get to the end. It falls apart. Was a while back now, and I do think they've made some changes to WBPP, WPBB, weighted batch process. Yeah, whatever it is. Anyway, apparently they have improved it, but again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So AstroPixel processor is my preferred method of stacking. I think I'll stay with it. As I say, the results speak for themselves. I think that's a lovely image of that galaxy. No, if you've done it all in PI and you know how to, and you're good with it, I mean, stay with it. I mean, the thing is, the problem with APP is you're looking at, what is it, about 140, 160 quid? That's a lot of money just for a stacking software. I bought it early doors, and I've had it ever since. So for me, you know, it's there, but you only get, I think you get 45 days trial, and then you got to pay for it. I know you can pay for it annually, but it's a bit cheaper. But yeah, I don't know if I would say you should buy it, because it's quite a lot of money just for those few tools that you might use. Gemini focus on the Quattro. Don't think it's ever dropped below 0.98 on a hyperbolic score. That's good. That's really good. I had a look at those Gemini focuses. They look nice, actually. They look nice. Yeah, it does take a while to stack. So, Darryl, what did they say about that HEM27? Do you reckon there was something actually wrong with that mount? Can't, you know, that actual odd one? Oh, nice, Jim. Reviewing a harmonic mount for Sky at Mike Man. Can't say which one. Oh, go on. Go on, let us know. Your Chem 40 will be up for sale to fund the purchase of this one. Wow. Oh, you like it? Oh, good. Brilliant. Brilliant. I wonder which one you've got. Warp Astro. That's my guess. Let's guess at that one. Have all of you seen the company called ML Astro? They're on Facebook at the moment. I think they're from Taiwan. And they do the sun spectrograph. Dylan O'Donnell's done a video on it. It takes an absolutely insane image of the sun. It's £995, this thing. And I won't be buying one, not for one object. I'm not into the sun as much. But if you're into solar, then it looks like an amazing piece of kit for a picture. Yeah, really good, really good. Can I say the manufacturer? That is the manufacturer, Warp Astro. I think their mounts are the WD17 and WD20. Let's have a look. Sicker Vioptron. You know, a bit quirky. Can you say the manufacturer? Is he going to do it? PI is rapidly becoming a chassis, and then everything else is bolted on from elsewhere. No, you're totally right, Phil. There's so much in PixInsight, and I don't touch, 90% of it. Don't even go near it. There's, back in the day, especially before Blur Exterminator come out, I'd be sitting on the computer for, half an hour, 45 minutes, just trying to do deconvolution on an image, to try and get that sharpness up. But now these tools that have come out, they just make life so much easier. One click of a button and your image just pops. It's amazing. Well, you've had 7 ioptron mounts and 3 have had issues. That's a shame. I say the only one I've had is the Chem 26, and it's been brilliant. But then you're not putting anything big on that. It's been a good mount. It did take me a while to get used to that ioptron commander. Not a fan of that, but it works really well. I would love to change my Chem 26 for a harmonic mount, though. I think that's the way it's going to go. I'm hoping these harmonic mounts stand the test of time. I mean, like my EQ6 and EQ8, you know, they've been working year on year, no issues. And my EQ6 at the moment is loaded up to the gunnels. I mean, it has got so much on it, and it's just guiding fine. So, yeah, they're great mounts, but they're not very portable. They're good in an observatory. The EQ8, definitely not portable. Bloody hell. Need a sack barrow just to move it about. Yeah, Jim, I know you've had problems, haven't you, with the 40? Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice if you just paid the percentage of the software you use? We'd all be getting a lot of money back, wouldn't we? Oh dear. Yeah, you've had real problems with that, Daryl. It's a shame about that deck grinding like that. There's something not right there at all. Something not right at all. Yeah, the Dura 17. I've seen that, Jim. I've seen that. It looks good. It does look good. This, but I was saying, wasn't I? ML Astro. They're on Facebook. They've actually got one coming out. And I've spoken to them, and I might, if I'm lucky, be getting older one to evaluate, which would be fantastic. And if I do, it looks like the sort of thing. I know I'll have it in my hands, and I'll like it so much. I want to keep it. God, I hope my wife's not watching this. She'll kill me. She'll be like, "You can't buy any more." And I'm like, no, I'm not buying any more. Promise. Where's home on Facebook? Come on. No, all I've got is my posts at the moment. How do I get to posts? God knows. There we go. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, I'm interested about that too, Phil, how they deal with wind. I think my main question is how they're going to deal long term. You know, what's the wear and tear on them like? Are they okay? I mean, obviously, if you've got a big rig, you're not, you don't really need that portability. So counterweights don't really matter and things like that. By the way, I'm not ignoring you all. I'm trying to look. Oh, here we go. I found the button I wanted now. It took me a while, but I definitely would like. There's the company there, ML Astro. Let's see if I can share this window. Hang on. Let's see if I can do this without breaking anything. Okay. Bosh. Look at that. That worked. Yeah, this is the company, and this is the thing that they're making at the moment. They're making by hat, fitting by the SHG700. So if any of you are into solar and you've not looked at this thing, Dylan O'Donnell does a brilliant review on it, and the images it's taking of the sun are just crazy. I mean, prominences, surface prominences, everything you could imagine. I mean, it looks like an alien. Well, it looks like the coronavirus bug, I think. But anyway, fantastic. I mean, the detail levels are just crazy. But this is their harmonic mount that they're working on. It's not out yet. They're finishing it. They're working on it at the moment. and I'm hoping to get hold of one of these to evaluate. So I've spoken to them, and it all looks like I might be getting a hold of one. So fingers crossed, because it looks lovely. I mean, I'm a sucker for shiny metal anyway. It looks like a DeLorean, doesn't it? Look at it, fantastic. Looks really nice. Anyway, but this could be something to have a look at. And it'd be really good. Dylan O'Donnell came at the right time. Yeah, you certainly did. We're just talking about you, actually, that you did a review of the SHG700. It looks like an amazing bit of kit, and the images are just blow you away. Unbelievable. The Skywatcher Wave 150i will probably be the mount I get next. Yeah. I've not seen any of them yet, you know. But interestingly, Dylan, you were saying about the build quality on the solar. I'm going to look at the word because I'll say it wrong. What do they call it? Spectrograph or something like that. But you were saying the build quality was excellent, so I'm really hoping that that's going to be the same with their mount that they're working on and that they're hopefully putting out. So it'll be interesting, very interesting. It's good to see these companies popping up and coming out with new things. I was going to say, what time is it for you, Dylan? You must be, he must be imaging tonight. He must be imaging. Are you saying the EQH chunky, Darren? I don't believe you. Mine's on a pier though, so let's be honest, it doesn't move. But if it's not something you need, then you know. Spectrohelograph. Yeah, I mean, he's a perfectionist. It looks like it does. I mean, it's really good that they're coming out. They're getting companies like this that are coming out with new stuff, and that's exciting because that's completely different to everything else you've seen. I'm not a solar person at all. I mean, I've got some Barda film and I've got a Seymour glass filter for one of my little scopes, but I've never really been able to do great solar. But yeah, if it's what you're interested in, that is amazing, and the images are just superb. They look so interesting. Oh, there's your video. It was a good video, actually. Amazing. I think it's a company that's going to do well. 11 p.m. Not too bad then. Not too bad. Depends how many beers you're into, though, I suppose, isn't it? You're totally right, Lazy. It's amazing, isn't it? You got Dylan on the other side of the world chatting to us. Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's that's where technology and the internet is a good thing. There's a lot of bad being pushed about in the press at the moment and everyone being critical of it, but there are some parts, especially for our hobby, it's an amazing tool. Gives us, you know, the ability to remote in and do things all over the world. It's fantastic. You know, these remote observatories that are popping up, Bulgaria, Spain, you know, other countries, and I'm getting to know more and more people that are either got a scope at one or looking to, and now I know a couple of people that are actually setting up ones. So a friend of mine, Rick Voss, is doing one at the moment in Bulgaria. He's building an array. So I've been invited to go and have a look and help him put a video out and everything, which I can't wait to do. I'm really looking forward to it. He's quite elevated. I think it's Ball 2, which would be amazing. I mean, I love it here. It's like Ball 3 to 4, But Portal 2, that'll be another real step up. Real step up, that will. Watching for the sale heads. Are you what for our mounts that we're all selling up? I tell you what, Libby, if Daryl, if you've not seen Dylan's video, it's quite interesting. He talks about a woman who looked at the eclipse in New York for 6 minutes and she burnt the image of the eclipse on her retina. Crazy, there's some crazy people out there. Hi Nick, Max, evening from Melbourne. Look, they're all coming in from Australia. It's fantastic. Oh, Tribble, thank you very much. That's really kind of you. Let's celebrate their 5th Super on live stream. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. Oh, I will have a look at that. Because I recently did the Leo triplet. I was really pleased with it, actually. It came out better than I was hoping, to be honest with you. My Leo triplet. I was really pleased with it. Now I always get confused with, because Dylan, you're in Byron Bay, Nick, you're in Melbourne. How far apart are you guys? Because your country is massive compared to the UK. Your country is massive. And I know it can be a long way between places. Just leave Queeve or Nico on for a good spread. Oh, you're welcome, Tribble. It's fine. I'm happy to share. That's the great thing about this hobby. If we all share what we know and help others, it's for a good thing, and then we can all help each other. It's good. Let me just have a look for my. Let's see if I can find my Leo triplet. It'll be on here somewhere. Oh, right. Is it that big? It's huge. Oh my god. I'll have to show you my Leo triplet in bits because I don't know how to do OBS. But this is my Leo triplet. This is one part of it. I mean, the detail that came out was fantastic, I must say. But this was taken with my CT10, which is a phenomenal scope, my Newtonian. And 2600 Pro camera. 17 hours. Yeah. See, now my uncle lives in the north of Scotland, in an area called Banff, north of Aberdeen. It's not right at the top, and we're quite a long way down. And for me, that's about 10 to 11 hours drive. And you pretty much done, you know, I mean, you can do the length of the country in a day, no problem. Australia, no chance. You can fit all of Europe in Australia. It wouldn't surprise me. You wouldn't want it, though. Let's have a look at the other one. Look at that one. That's amazing. Yeah. I've always done the Leo triplet in the past. It's never really ever excited me, but this time it came out really well. I don't know why it's so huge, by the way. I don't know what I've done. It's mostly me. It's mostly me in this. I don't know how to. No, I don't know how to change the size of it. Never mind. Looks good though. Back to the Galaxy we took. So yeah, tonight I'm gonna go live again, and I'm gonna get some more data on this because I'm really liking it a lot. And I've got the CT10 at currently on M100, but that's at 900 millimeters. I can crop in on the image, but I've not really looked at the data very closely yet. It wasn't exciting me, but then sometimes that happens. It's not until you stack it and have a good look at it you get to see what you've actually achieved. So I might try that this afternoon, have a look at the data if I get a chance. I need to take the dogs for a walk and I need to do some chores. But yeah, I might try and have a look at that later, and see where that's going. Because if that's not doing what I want it to do, I might change target with that as well. Yeah. Maybe I should. It's a shame I haven't got the spectroheliograph, because I could have done some solar, couldn't I? We got a lovely sunny day for once. Thank you guys. Yeah, the image did come out really well actually. I was quite impressed with the results on that. Been getting some. We've actually been getting some really good nights recently though. It's the moon's been away, which has been a big bonus. But with the UK, the seeing a lot of the time can be quite tricky. We get very high humidity levels. My Lunatico often comes back saying it's 80-90% humidity, and that's just affecting the seeing all the time. But that's the way it goes. I tried with the SCT. I want to get on planets. I've not done planets before. That's something I really want to try. I have a planetary camera, but I don't know how good it is. I need to have a look. It's SV Boney sent it to me. I've got to try it out. I think I need a Barlow, but the only thing I can get on at the moment is Mars. Everything else is below the horizon. And, well, apart from very early in the morning, you're not going to see me at that time, I'm afraid. But yeah, I was trying to get on Mars. It just wasn't working. It just looked terrible. So I'm hoping when Jupiter and Saturn come back, I'm going to be able to get on them and have a look and do a bit of planetary. And hopefully I'll get that out as a live feed as well. Oh, that's all right, Jeremy. I'm hoping you're grabbing stuff. And obviously don't forget the video. When it's finished, it'll be available for you to look back, so you'll see those editing things I did with APP, and so you can copy them down and watch them again. They'll be there forever in the annals of YouTube, as long as they don't ban me for having AC/DC playing on my ringtone. So what's it like in Australia tonight? Is it clear? Is it cloudy? I was going to say, you're on the coast, aren't you, Dylan? I wonder how you find that, because I lived quite close to the coast, about a mile inland, before I moved here in Southend-on-Sea, or Westcliff I live, but and I found there was very low. It was only literally 24 metres above sea level, and some nights the seeing would be horrendous. Oh, you've got a C11. Fantastic. Yeah, Darren, good luck. I think what I've found is the focus is focusing. Well, finding the bugger, first of all. but once you've got it in your frame of view, getting it focused is tricky, and the seeing will really mess about with things. But yeah, good luck. I mean, C11, that's a proper bit of kit there. As I say, I've only got the C8, so mine's not a C8. I've got an 8-inch Meade. I mean, it's a lovely scope. But I think for the smaller stuff, I'm going to need to get a Barlow to help me with that. You might be lucky. Oh, good luck. Well, I hope it does clear for you, definitely. Yeah, your unseasonably warm will be what we would call scorching, you know. The UK, we don't get it that hot at all. An Edge HD 11, but sold it to a YouTuber last year. I wonder who that was. Yeah, some lovely scopes out there. I mean, I suppose the ultimate for the planets is the 14, isn't it? But that's a massive scope, isn't it? And it's got a price tag as well. I mean, you know, I mean, my CT10 is 1200 millimeters native at f 4.8. You know, you could do Planetary with that. I've never tried. It's got an amazing mirror on it with a really low Strel rating. So, high Strel rating. It's sharp as you like. So, that could be quite good. I should really give that a go as well. What I might do, once I've got to grips with it, is I might do a comparison between the SCT and the Newtonian for Planetary. See how they compare. It could be quite an interesting comparison to do. Ah, Luke, he bought it off you. Yeah, of course he's got that now, hasn't he? Nice. Lucky boy. Lucky boy. Yeah, the C11 is very nice. I did... I almost had an opportunity at a 9.25, but at the time I just couldn't quite get there to do it. Didn't quite have the finances for it. But when I saw the Meade for sale, that was 400 quid, and it's got a moonlight focuser on it as well, so it was a bit of a snap really, and the bloke had really looked after it. It's got really nice optics. Oh, that's very kind of you. Yeah, Luke's lovely. Lovely guy. Yeah, we've not missed him this year at the shows. We normally catch up with the shows. We normally meet the night before and go for a meal or something, and all have a catch up. But obviously he's got a newborn, so he's very busy in the dad stakes now. Yeah, he's hopefully though he'll be at a show maybe next year or something. Hopefully we'll get to see him and Chloe and the baby too. Yeah, I can imagine it is the 9.25. It's just got that little bit more throw, isn't it? I'll have to wait and see. Yeah, he's a new dad. I'm trying to think how old his baby is now. I've forgotten the baby's name as well. I've got a couple of mates that have had babies recently, and I've just got the word Blake in my head, and I know it's not Blake. That's my mate Richard's baby. But yeah, all in their first years of having babies, which is a lot of hard work. My son's 19 this year, so it's a lot easier. I just get shown his latest tattoo at the moment. Oh, Nick, thank you. There's one coming out soon, actually. I've just trying to put it together. We went over to Waldringfield. We went to a pub, had some dinner, and then we proceeded to fall down a grassy bank into the marshes, and we were trying to take some astro there. There's a lot of light there, actually. Which we weren't expecting. I think we were getting a lot of light from the Felixstowe docks. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get that together. We didn't take anything amazing, just got some nice time lapses and star trails, but it was fun. We had some fun out there. We always have fun. Ah, Mac 150. I've never had a Mac. I've never had a Mac, so so I don't actually know a lot about them. Are quite similar to an SCT, aren't they? But I don't really know. I've not had one. I think that's the only type of scope I've not had. Obviously I've got refractors, I've got Newtonians, I've had a Ritchie Chrétien RC8, got the SCT. Because Dylan did a video about what type of person you are, and I was thinking, well, I'm all of these because I've got all the bleeding scopes. Macs are good too, yeah. There's lots of choices out there, and there's some really good scopes. Obviously, the make of my scope now, you won't be able to get any more than Meade's because that's it. They've finished, aren't they? Better for Planetary, but way more expensive, sharper. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll have to see what BlurX can do. But I've been using SharpCap for capturing at the moment. And obviously, if you've got the Pro version, which I have, Robin was showing me the live capture. And then you got the Planetary live capture where it will sharpen it up for you. During the live captures, you can actually see what you're getting and that your focus is right and everything is coming together. And that looked really impressive. I know that when he showed it to me, he obviously had exceptional data. He mostly got it sent to him by Damien Peach. But yeah, it'll be interesting to use that and see how I get on with it. But yeah, I do find SharpCap awkward to use sometimes. I don't know. I find myself staring at it for a few minutes before I realise what button I've got to push. Makes you 12, so the 90, yeah. Yeah. Nice. Much heavier than an SCT, but not as versatile. So basically, yeah, just mainly for Planetary, aren't they, I suppose? Ah, right. Gotcha. Well, what I was going to do last night, if my live had worked, but it all broke, I was actually going to show me collimating the SCT with a tri-batten-off mask. But unfortunately, live didn't work. But I was able to actually get good collimation with it. And I think, as you can see from the image there, the collimation actually has worked quite well. So I don't think anything's particularly off. So it seems to be there. I'm sure I could make it better. I've just saw a video, funny enough, timing, James Lamb had a video about using a tri-batten-off mask on an SCT, and he's used a plug-in, a tool called the Ocal, not Ocal, I can't remember what it was now. I'll have to look at the video again, but he's got a download for a tool to help with that collimation. It actually tells you how far out it is numerically and helps you know which way to move things. See if I can find the video and I'll tell you what it's called. I'll put a link over here for you because it was really interesting. There it is. Look at that. Share. Copy. Paste. Yeah, if any of you have used a tri-batten-off mask, it was very interesting because obviously you get 3 sets of diffraction spikes and it helps you get that collimation. Let's see if I can. So this is the video that he was doing, and basically this plugin that you can put on, SkyCal, I said OCal, didn't I? Which is that digital collimator that you can buy. But what it does is it gives you a breakdown of each of the different screws on your SCT and tells you which way to actually turn them as well, and how far out they are. And obviously you want to try and get them all within tolerance. So apparently these are within tolerance, the 0.2, 0.7, but this one's outside of tolerance, the 2.1. I think I've got one a little bit like this. But I'm gonna download this and give it a go, actually, because I think it would help a lot with getting the SCT as close to collimation as possible. But yeah, it was a very, very interesting video. James Lamb does explain things really well, so it's definitely worth having a look at that, actually. And I think that's free software as well. So yeah. Yeah, that'd be good, Dylan, because obviously with your SCT, you'll be able to maybe double check it all. But the Tri-Batanoff mask is great, really good. It does a great job helping you get that collimation even tighter. So apparently this tool as well will use the defocus star technique with the donut, and it tells you, if I can find it, there it is. What it does is it tells you how much of the offset you've got on the thickest side, and it's showing you the side that's the furthest away, and you can then adjust it. I think you do that thing where you put your finger in and across it, and it shows you where you are, what side to work on. But I think the Tri-Batanoff mask is a little bit more precise, and if you can get cut out, I've cut one of these out in cardboard basically, so you only show a third at a time. And what it does is then you just get one set of, you don't get the whole lot showing, you just get one set at a time, and you rotate it round, you can adjust each one. But I've still got the Allen key bolts in the top of mine, which are really fiddly. So I think I'm going to buy myself a set of Bob's knobs for it, or something similar. And so it's a bit easier and quicker to collimate. And do it that way. But yeah, this is definitely worth checking out, especially if you've got an SCT, anyone. So that was a good video. Right then, I am going to say goodbye. I've got to go and do some gardening. Otherwise, my wife will be wondering what I've been up to all day. She'll go, have you been sitting on that computer again? Bless her, she's been away all day, working. One of us has got to, though. Right, so thank you ever so much, everyone, for coming in. Yeah, definitely check it out, Darren. They're Bob's knobs, the world's most expensive knobs. Yeah, I mostly won't get the Bob's knobs, Phil. I think you can buy them. You can go on eBay and get much cheaper versions. Hold on a second, Darren. I'm just going to get the mask. Hang on. Yeah, Darren, that's my normal Batanoff mask. That works really well, obviously, to get yourself in focus. But that's your Tri-Batanoff mask. And basically, you line the arrows up with the screws. And then it's so you know which one's which. Please don't look at my arts and crafts version of this blanking bit that cuts off the third, because I'm not, I'll never win a Blue Peter badge. But there you go. That's and that cuts it off, so you just end up with one set of diffraction spikes. But it works really well, and yeah, I mean, this was 3D printed by my friend Daryl. He just printed it off for me. I've left it out in the sun and it's curved a bit. I'm going to have to leave it out in the sun and put a book on it and flatten it back off. Either that, or I need to get it printed in some different plastic so it doesn't warp in the heat. You guys in Australia, you better make sure you make it out of metal. Crikey. Yeah, no D-bolts. Yeah, that's exactly what I'll do. When I said Bob's Knobs, I just said it because I know the name and it's a funny name as well. I like saying it. Bob's Knobs. But they are way expensive. They're ridiculous price. Lawn beckons here too. Yeah, I've got a lot of lawn. Luckily, I did the hedge the other day. I got nearly 300 foot of hedge. Oh, and that's on one side. The other side's not as long, but I haven't even done that yet. I've got to get to that soon. Right, yep. So thanks very much, everyone. It's really nice chatting with you all. Really nice to see you all. As I say, tonight I'm going to be back on. I'm going to try and get some more data on this Galaxy because I'm liking it a lot. And I reckon with a bit more acquisition, we can get that deeper, you know, like a bit more of a 3D sort of look to it. I think there's a bit more in that core we can pull out. So let's see what we can get. So take care. Find one and 3D print one off. Yeah, good luck, Darren. Yeah, it's a great little thing and it will help a lot. But anyway, all of you take care. Thanks ever so much for coming by. And yeah, wish you all clear skies. See you soon. Take care.